Hi guys, this is Rusty 78609 in Central Texas, USA. It is Monday morning at about 9:10 a.m. I have just left the bank in Kingsland, Texas, where I deposited the cashier's check that was given to me for the purchase of my 2013 Jayco. They contacted the bank that it was drawn upon and verified that everything was okay. The money is available in my account right now. So that's good. Now we'll go home and pay off the Jayco, and that'll be done with that. The RV we'll be out of this. I'm going to be going right into the sun for a few seconds here, and then I'll turn left and we'll be out of it. So just bear with me for maybe a minute or two tops. But anyway, the RV is sold, so that's a done deal. And what else? It's a nice day here in Central Texas. Right now it's 52 top up degrees because it's a little cool. And high today is supposed to be around 68, and that is just great. But anyway, I'm using the mic in the truck again. I mean, we did, I guess what you'd call an informal poll. I just counted the positive comments and negative comments, and it looks like the people that thought it was okay ran about 70% to about 30% that weren't sure or didn't like it. So it looks like it's going to stay because it eliminates a lot of problems. So having said that, the speaker's on right now. I put it in a slightly different position, not that it'll make much difference. But anyway, what am I going to talk about today or touch on today? I don't know. I just thought I'd mention that, as most of you probably know, living is what kills you. Okay? In other words, you just keep living until you die. Eventually you wear out. And we all live different lifestyles, so we live different lengths of time. And then we come up with this thing called an average age of, like 75 or 76 for males in the USA and 77, 78 for females. And, that's about as useful as, I won't use that example, but it's not a very useful thing. That's just an average, okay? Average lifespan. Well, let me give you I've said this before in some videos before, but I'll mention it again. Here's how averages work, okay? In other words, if you lived in Browns, if you dressed for the average temperature in the United States, for example, if you wore clothing, if you put on the clothes today for the average temperature in the United States, which let's just pick a number, say it's 50 degrees, which it's probably not, but let's just say it's 50. If you dressed for the average temperature, then you would burn up in Brownsville, Texas, and freeze to death in New Hampshire, okay? Averages are what they are. They're guidelines, sort of. So whenever you see that number, the average lifespan that's an indicator. That means half live longer and half live shorter or less. But having said that, and living, my daily routine takes all day. I mean, of course, I'm retired. I've gotten a little slower. But by the time I prepare meals, make the bed, wash clothes, clean up the dishes, do whatever I got to do. I mean, just the stuff that happens every day. Just doing that, it fills up the day. And I do a couple of YouTube videos, and next thing you know, it's bedtime, and then the next day we start all over again. And but I live such an unusually simple life, I guess, in that my living accommodations in my 16-foot Coachman Clipper Cadet, even though it says it's 16 feet, the actual living space, interior wall, from the front wall to the back wall, is 14 feet 6 inches. All right. The width from the interior walls, wall to wall, is 6 foot 8 inches. All right. And the height, total height, clearance, is 6 foot 4 inches. And I can take the longest walk I can take in one direction is 3.5 steps. Huh? Think about that. So all you guys that live in these sticks and bricks or apartments or whatever you live in, but that's just the difference, vive la différence. I enjoy the hell out of it. Now, polishing the solar diamond, I really want to thank all of you guys that left those great comments related to solar. I'm really on the fence about doing the roof mount, and there's arguments for, arguments against. Argument for is it's there, you don't have to put out the solar, blah, blah, blah. Argument against, you got to park in the shade. If you got to clean them, you got to get up on the roof. There's flexible panels that you can glue on the roof, but that's not a good idea because you need some airspace under the panels, because the hotter they get, the less productive they are, or the less energy they produce. And so, there's just a lot, but I think where I'm at right now that doesn't mean it can't change, because as you know, I'm very flexible. Right now where I am is one viewer this morning commented and said, "Hey Rusty, why don't you just wait, try what you've got and see how it works?" And that's a good idea, but I can't try it now because the temperature is too cold and I want to run the electric heat in the mornings, and I can't do that using solar and do a fair test. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll wait till the weather warms up, the end of February, 1st of March, and then I'll do about a 3-day boondocking at home test and see how everything works. And then if I need to add or do something different, then I can order from Amazon or wherever and get what I need. But I have watched enough videos to know that the installation, if you just had one panel installed on the roof, shouldn't be very costly at all. As far as the MPPT controller, it is a good controller, but for the size of solar that I'm going to be doing, the regular old controllers will work fine. As far as the battery type, lead acid or AGM, for me, probably won't make much difference. The lead acid, of course, you have to have those outside. The what do they call them? The flooded types, where they got the little things you take off, put the water in, or add distilled water. You have to have those outside, and I'd have 2 on the RV, and that would work. But I've got a 75 amp battery on the front of the RV right now, and it's a flooded lead acid type. And I'm probably, if I need to add solar at all, I may go with just a 100-watt Renogy panel, because you can get a refurbished 100-watt from Renogy for about $200. That's refurbished. Okay, do I care about refurbish? No, refurbished sometimes means it's better than new. Reason is, when they refurbish them, they go through the whole thing again, and they give you the same guarantee, 20 years or whatever it is. And here's something else I found out about solar, and most of you guys that have solar already know this, but if you're going to buy solar, don't buy off-name brands or those that are sent from China. The reason, if you have a problem, then you got to contact customer service. You might want to be aware of that. So, Renogy, R-E-N-O-G-Y, appears to be a good brand name. ZAMP, Z-A-M-P, ZAMP Solar seems to be a good one. ZAMP is a little more expensive than Renogy. I'm not sure why. ZAMP is made in the USA, that's for sure. The Renogy panels are made in Germany. But again, there's not much difference in the price. There is some. And, as far as the type of controller, just get one large enough so that if you expand, you still got a little room. See, on mine, I'm kind of trapped on mine because I think mine has a 15 amp controller on it, so I can't add much to mine because it'd be maxed out. So, but I don't think I need to. I've got a 120 watt suitcase portable panel, and it works fine. And I've got a 120 amp hour battery. See, that's something else that I've learned, is that you need to match the output of the solar to the battery. In other words, if you've got a 200 watt panel, then you need approximately a 200 amp hour battery. Now, what type of battery is depending on how deep your wallet is. You can go with lead acid flooded, which are the cheapest, or you can go with the AGMs, which are more expensive, or you can move right on up to the lithium ion, which are very expensive, but they're lighter weight, blah blah blah. They last longer. Yeah, they're the Rolls Royce. But and if you were going to live on the road, then that might be something you'd want to consider. No kidding. So I saw those two old ladies walking over there that I go walking with every now and then. I'm gonna turn around here and go talk to them. But anyway, about the solar. For me, since I'm not living on the road, I'm out going to be, if everything works out, I might be out on the road 4 or 5 months a year now for the next few years. And so, do I really need a fancy system? Well, semi. I want it to work. I want it to be functional. Let's see, where'd they go? Did they disappear? No, they stopped to talk to somebody else. How rude. I'll go up here and give them a hard time anyway. I'll run that one off here. Hey, one of you ladies want to get married?
How much money you got?
Plenty, baby. I'm loaded.
What you loaded with?
Money.
Well, how much? How much is loaded?
Millions.
Millions?
Millions. I got millions.
Are you keeping secrets from us?
Well, of course I am. I don't want y'all to be, know everything.
Is that your radar? Or is that?
That's radar. No, that's radar. It's radar GPS.
So where are you going next?
I'm going wherever this thing takes me.
What does it tell you?
Right now, I'm listening. I've been listening for an hour and hadn't said anything.
Really?
Does it take you to the rain?
You ought to get you some rings.
I have them.
Does it say turn around?
Well, it almost in that voice.
Yeah.
Do you do the recordings for them?
Yeah.
Huh?
This is Siri.
Huh?
This is Siri.
Is it?
Yeah.
Or Alexa? That's Alexa.
Alexa.
Yeah, Alexa.
Alexa.
There you go.
Do you have an Alexa?
No,
Do
I
you-
wouldn't have one.
I'd like to have a GPS though, like that.
Do you? Well, get one. All you got to do is go to Amazon.com and order.
I've got one. Maybe I'll give it to
Now
you.
you guys talk about money. Both you ladies are rich. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, we are very rich.
I mean, I just measured my house. Okay, the
You
inside.
just got a new house though.
Well, listen to this though. The inside space of my home is 14 feet 6 inches long total, 6 feet 8 inches wide total, and 6 foot 4 inches high total. So when we get married, that'll be our home.
Oh no,
What do you mean no?
no.
You only have a few feet.
How many square feet is that?
How many square feet is that? Well, if you multiplied 15 times 6, that would be 90.
90 square feet.
Yeah, about as big as your master bath.
That's not enough space to get lost in.
Huh? No. Well, but you see, that's what I mean. See,
Honey, that wouldn't work.
what do you mean? Well, even with all the money I've got, see, I've got a lot of money.
Well, if you've got a lot of money, then we'll go buy something down on the lakefront.
Oh, you want a lakefront house?
Yeah.
How big a home do you want?
At least 2,000 square feet.
Yeah, that'd be all right.
At least 2,000
Well, it
square
doesn't even
feet.
have to be that big. Just go buy one and we'll talk.
Which one would you like for me
You
to
just
buy?
go find
Have
one.
Well, our lakefront property is, well, it's a vacation rental now. I mean, ours was a cabin. What was built on it is now 1.2 million.
Well, see, 1.2 million. See, that's chump change to you guys. I mean,
Yeah, right.
you could lose that much.
There you go.
You know? I mean,
That may be chump
well,
change to you.
well, your property tax is more than my annual income.
That's probably true.
I know it is.
Well, my
it's not-
property tax is only $1,500. So.
A month.
Huh?
15. Your property tax is $1,500 on your home
Yeah.
for a year.
Yeah.
You believe that?
Probably. What do you think mine are?
I have
Of
no
course,
clue.
you've got acreage.
I only have for me, deeded to me, is 12 acres.
Oh, only
The rest-
only 12 acres.
Yeah, but
well, I don't
Lee
know how
has
you
the
can
rest.
afford to live on that. Huh?
Lee has the rest.
288 acres.
I don't know
So
what.
how bad is yours, ballpark?
It's around 24, 25.
100?
Uh-huh.
That's really low, because that guy down there that's got the 1.2 million home, the new one, the one he's been there for a while. He's from Fredericksburg, and
But lakefront.
oh yeah, that's lakefront. Yeah, he told
Well,
me.
when we were lakefront with a cabin with no central heat, no central air, we had 2 lots and it was $12,000.
Well, that's what I mean. He told me he paid 18,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they.
That's lakefront.
Yeah.
But we're back here in the boonies. So.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, look where I live. I live in